Airsoft GI would like to thank our sponsors.
Hey, what's up, GI TV? My name is Tim, and I am here with the AAC-21 gas bolt-action sniper rifle. Now, as you guys know, I'm not a huge fan of airsoft sniping, and that's mainly because of two things. Number one, some of the lower-end, more affordable sniper rifles, they're a little too toy-ish for me. They're made out of plastic, and they just feel a little bit too light. Now, it's effective for the battlefield, but I want to be able to feel the gun that I'm using out on the battlefield. On the flip side of that, a lot of the higher-end, more accurate guns that are made out of aluminum are very big and very heavy to lug around the battlefield. The Ares DSR comes to mind. It's a pretty big gun. So that's not really combat effective. However, the AAC-21, I feel, is something that I might be able to live with on the battlefield because it's a good mixture of both. This gun is CNC'd out of aluminum, and it's hard coat anodized, obviously for protection, obviously to give the gun a really cool finish, but it's relatively lightweight, so it makes it very effective on the battlefield, and also it's nice and sturdy because it's made out of aluminum. With an unloaded magazine and no accessories on it, this gun weighs at about just over 8 pounds, so that's totally doable for a battlefield scenario. Now, obviously, I would highly recommend putting some accessories on here. This type of gun without any sighting system is not going to be very useful in the field. I've elected to put an NC Star 4x16x50 scope on here, and I've also have an NC Star red dot sight at a 45-degree canted mount for those enemies that are just a little bit too close to use for my magnified scope. I've also got a bipod on here on my lower rail. Now, the cool thing about this gun is the fact that these handguard rails are modular. You can move this sight rail forward, back, on the left or right side depending on your preference. This bipod rail that this bipod is mounted on can move forward and back as well, and so you have that option to really customize this gun to your uses. Another area that allows this gun to be customized is the fact that it takes M4 style pistol grips and stocks. I have a UBR stock and a Magnum PTS MOE stock on here, or an MOE pistol grip on here. But if you want a pistol grip that's a little bit more ergonomic, you have the option to do that. If you don't like the UBR stock, you want to put something else on here, you have the option to do that as well. Other stats about this gun that you're going to want to know other than the weight: the magazine holds 27 rounds. The muzzle velocity on this thing is between 570 and 580 FPS with a .20 gram BB. Now, obviously, I would really recommend using a heavier BB if you're going to be using this thing on the battlefield. It's going to give your flight trajectory, it's going to give your BB a much more stable flight trajectory. The overall length of this gun is about 45 inches with the stock completely closed, but it extends about to 49 inches with this UBR stock. That may change depending on the type of stock you put on here. And the barrel is 26 inches total, and that's where you get that muzzle velocity from, because the gas is expanding throughout this really long barrel and really accelerating that BB to a really high muzzle velocity. Now, you're probably interested in the availability and the price of this gun. It's available for pre-order currently on Airsoft GI for $465, so it's not the most affordable sniper rifle on the market, but it's also not the most expensive. I think, like I said, this is a good middle ground. There's a lot of sniper rifles out there that will do the exact same thing but cost a whole lot more, so that makes this thing a really, really good value. And it's available in black and tan, so you have the option. If you want a little bit more earth tone, you can go with this version that I have here, but if you like the black tactical look, you can go with the black one as well. So check this thing out on Airsoft GI. Like I said, at $465, it's a good middle ground, and it's definitely a great quality sniper rifle for the money.
Airsoft GI would like to thank our sponsors.